welcome back to Creative That Drives Growth. My name is Lauren Schwartz and I am the owner of The Loft 325. We are a creative studio that focuses on your ad content for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube. So thank you for joining me. Today I am going to be discussing UGC back then to UGC now. So back in 2021, I created a video right here that talked about UGC and where I thought the trends were going and where I kind of thought things were moving into. So back in 2021, UGC, user-generated content, has been around for obviously a while, but really, it started to kind of see this big push back in 2020 and 2021, it really kind of took off. I think more brands were starting to realize that user-generated content was really powerful for their brand and really understanding that, this is something that people need to start investing in. Well, come 2022, TikTok, obviously, and TikTok ads have even, have pushed it even further, obviously. A lot of the people that were on, were shooting content were definitely just kind of winging it, I guess, where they would get the product from the brand, it would be seeded to them, and then the creator would just kind of shoot things, and hopefully like the organic content that they shot, people could put it in the ad account, and things would obviously kind of start to take off from there. But with the rise of TikTok and TikTok ads, it's all about entertainment. TikTok is an entertainment platform, and I think that with so much content that can be consumed on TikTok, it really made content creators and people who shot UGC really step up their game. So a lot of brands in 2022 have realized how important UGC is, and they want to jump on that trend. They want to jump on that train. So I've seen on Twitter just a huge influx in UGC creators, content creators, pretty much anything that has to do with content in UGC. People are just jumping on and, making business out of this. While I think this is great, I'm all for anyone who wants to start their own business and anyone who really wants to push what they could do and perfect their craft. I think it's really important for brands and agencies to understand that, one, you pay for obviously the content and what is produced. So as someone who's a designer and works with brands and agencies, we actually have a set of creators who work specifically with us. And the reason why I do that is because I have received so many pieces of content from outside agencies or larger companies that sell you their content creators and UGC. And what I found is that people are still shooting content just to shoot content. And they don't necessarily understand like the correct shots, the correct lighting, the correct form of how they should be talking to someone, how paid performance actually is talked about when actually shooting the content. They just kind of shoot the content and then say, okay, this is what I have, and that's kind of it. Granted, there are some who do a really great job on these platforms, but 95% of it, I'm sorry, it's just not good. I, as someone as a designer who needs to take the ad creative and actually edit it into an ad, half of the time the content I can't even use. It's just unusable. And so I have a really hard time making an ad with this content. And then when it comes back and then people say, well, why didn't this perform? And it's like, well, it doesn't perform because it's just not good content. So we specifically work with creators to basically guide them on kind of, okay, this is what we need shot, but then we also want them as the actor in the UGC to obviously have their personality shine through. So we give them kind of these guided scripts of like, okay, this is what we need. These are the points you need to hit, but please add in your personal flair. And then on top of that, I also want you to make and shoot a ton of B-roll. And what is B-roll? Basically, it's anything that's, not in the script, like what not to be shot. So like holding the product, putting it under the light, like showing different shots. Like it's literally anything that we could get that's not you talking to the camera or you specifically shooting a specific shot. It's all like when people just interact with the product on their own and unscripted, that's when you get the best content. And truthfully, that's most of the content that we use when we're actually editing the ads. I think if you're looking for someone to hire for UGC, a huge thing to remember is, do they understand paid performance? Do they understand how to sell a product? Can they describe a product in less than a second, less than 3 seconds? Do they really understand like what the product does, how it actually benefits my life? What demographic are they talking to? When you're actually finding a creator, make sure that you're finding the creator that is useful for the demographic that you're even trying to sell. If you have a product where it's geared more towards an older generation, 40 and above, don't have a 20-something-year-old UGC creator shoot the content. It's not going to resonate with your audience, and it's not going to resonate with the consumer. And most of the time, they're just going to scroll right past it because, again, it's just another younger audience shooting the content, trying to sell you something. And as an older generation, they're not going to understand it, and they're going to look at it and say, well, this isn't going to benefit my life, and they're going to move on. So really making sure that you're pulling the right people who's shooting the content, making sure that when the content they give you that shot is usable, they're not just a talking head to you. It's actually content that you can edit and cut into ads, and really make sure that they're driving home what it is you're trying to sell. Unfortunately, a lot of the creators that are out there right now, I think they just look at it as, well, I'm just going to shoot this content and I'm going to make a lot of money. And granted, some are pretty good. They don't need a lot of training. They can just take the content and shoot it. But again, like making sure that you're finding those people who understand the platforms that you're shooting on. If you're shooting on TikTok and going to put an ad there, there's a specific way to shoot. There's a specific way to entertain those users, making sure that they understand those, making sure they understand the trends, making sure that they understand how to sell that product, where to put their copy, because obviously on TikTok, there's gray areas that you need to have text in. And I see a lot of times when brands put these UGC pieces up and literally all the copy that this content creator has produced has literally put it in the areas, the dead zones that you're not supposed to put it in. So it's like you have to make sure that you're vetting these people properly so that they understand what actual content creation is. And I do think also it's different from user-generated content to content creation, where user-generated content is any sort of content, obviously. Like it's definitely the raw content where the people that you're talking to or your customers are sending you things in and they're talking about this product, or if someone posted a great story that's super raw and organic that you can use in an ad account. UGC can obviously be so many things, but if you're looking for UGC specifically for paid performance, utilizing these content creators is something that is going to be beneficial to your brand, making sure that they understand all of the areas that they need to hit and shooting content that is going to be enjoyable, relevant, and thumbstop worthy in order to get your product sold. So I do think there is that sort of differentiation of UGC and content creators. And so when people are asking you for money in order to shoot this content for you, if they understand how to do it properly, they are going to charge you more, because content creation takes a while. When I shoot content for some of my clients, it will literally take me all day to get all the shots I need, make sure I'm talking about the product correctly, doing my voiceovers properly. Like it really is a lot of work. And I think that a lot of people just think, well, it's only going to take you 5 minutes and all you have to do is just point your phone at yourself and talk to yourself, and then basically that's going to be it. It's not the case. There's so much that goes into content creation, but making sure that the people that you're hiring to shoot the content for you understand all the areas that you're trying to hit. That's what makes winning ads. That's what makes whatever I'm taking as the content to edit is going to make your ad even better. It's a lot less work for me. It's a lot less work for my editors. It's a lot less work to actually get you ad creative that is going to perform. So I think with this whole, this whole thing of UGC, content creators, is it beneficial? Where is it going? Yes, I think UGC and content creation is still so valuable. But I'm going to leave you with this little tidbit too. Don't rely solely on user-generated content to drive your ad accounts. Diversify your creative. Make sure that you're adding in statics, GIFs, UGC. While I think UGC is still very important and it's going to be around for a while, I think you still need to make sure that you're utilizing everything that you have in your ad account, looking at your performance, seeing where things are coming in. Some ad accounts, yes, UGC is winning, but in a lot of my ad accounts right now, static imagery and simple GIFs and animations are outperforming UGC. So make sure you're understanding the data, make sure you're looking at what's actually performing. And with that, I'm gonna end this one. Thank you for joining. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And please, any comments, ask them. Like if this is valuable information, please let me know. I'm an open book and I wanna know what you guys think. And I look forward to the next one. Thank you guys.